Alrighty, hello guys. It's me, Redsmith again, and today I wanted to go over how to make a cog in Blender. Now, it can be called a gear, cog, any of those things. Now, the first thing we're going to do is remove this cube. Just press X and it'll give you the option to delete it. Hit delete, and now we're going to want to come up here, hit add, and then we're going to go into mesh and select cylinder. Now before you do anything else, there's this thing right here. This is important. You're going to click on this, and it's going to ask you how many vertices you want to do. Now this will be important for later. For me, I'm just going to set it down to 12. We can also just click on it and just set it to 12. Just hit that, hit enter, boom, 12 vertices. So, now that this is what we're working with, we can finally get to it. So, we're actually going to go into edit mode right here. And this is going to be primarily focused on faces. So we're going to want to scale it a little bit since it's a cog. Not meant to be that big. Let's say about right here. We can also size it down a little bit more. Set it up a little. Is it even? Yep. Alright. Now, what we want to do is extend these points. Now, a way to do that is very simple. All you gotta do is click on this one face and hit E to extrude. Then you're gonna raise it out. Now, it's going to give you a value down here. I'm just going to round it out to 0.75. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it. Control Z. Everybody knows it. Now, I'm just going to set this to a random one, but now I'm just going to copy that so that instead of it being a random side, it's going to be even all the way around. There we go. Like that. One more. And there we go. Now, in theory, we could just take a look at this and say we're done, but we could do more. So, let's say, for starters, we want this right here to be a bit, what's the term? Just extruded. We want this thing to stand out a little. Remember this? We're going to take that and change it to 0.15. Take that bottom side, do the same thing. There we go. Now, another thing we can do is just to make it a little bit more unique. We can also extrude this a little. Let's say 0.1. And now we're going to take that right here and copy. Just going to hit copy again just to double check. And let's do that again. Now, I also want to scale it down a little. But I'll save that for later. So we're just going to copy that all the way around, because I plan to add a little bit of an edge. And I'm just going to continue going around until I get to this one. And now I'm going to scale it down. Let's say 0.8. Now, unfortunately, I have to copy it on each and every one of these values, which is going to take a little bit more time, but it'll be fine. It's just the same process. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Just each and every side. There we go. 2 more times. Alright, now I'm pretty happy with this gear. Well, sort of. I'm happy with the edges. One thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to make 2 different versions. But before that, I want to sort of, how to put it, I want to cave this part in, which shouldn't be too hard. I just have to add another cylinder. Also, it saves the side. So I still have the same amount of sides. I'm just going to move it. And let's move it to, say, around here. I'm also going to extrude it so that this is what we have to work with. Now I'm going to raise it right here. And I'm also going to add something, a modifier to this, which is the mirror. and I'm going to mirror it on this side, around about there. So then when we apply this, now when I take this, generate Boolean, and I'm going to have it on difference. So when I click this, hit apply, and then I just hide this, boom, we have a bit of a dent. Now, I also want to do something with the gear. And I want to do two different things. So I'm going to copy this and paste it, and that'll be for later. This one, I want to have something sticking out of it. So this shape is actually perfect. I'm going to scale it down, and lower it. So now I should get something like this. Or I could just simply delete this. It's no longer important. Take another cylinder and just edit this one. Just so I can align it properly. There we go. Let's scale it up a little. So now, what I want to do for this one, and I could also change the values to say 1.25. Take that, copy it. Now, I want to use that same boolean, but this time I want to hit union, which is going to take this thing, and if it looks like this, you're doing it right. I'm going to hit apply, take that cylinder, and then when I move it out, now this thing is permanently in there. Boolean is almost an extruder. I guess that's one way to think of it. Now, for this other one, I'm going to put it right here, or I could just set the location to 0. I'm going to take a cylinder, another one, and this one, I want to make it look a little different. Let's say about here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it a little, and I'm going to add this together, similar to the other one, but it's going to be a bit different. Union, click on that, apply, but instead, I want to take this, bring it up a little. Also, before I do that, I actually want to, I'll apply it later to that side. I want to make a difference in it, a difference boolean. So now, when I hit apply, move this, it has a hole in it. Now, of course, if I were to move these things over here, wrong one, let's do something like that. And then we do this, scale it up a little, and then I'm going to select this, hit boolean, once again, hit union, and there we go. Now I'm not going to worry about color with these. These are two cogs, an in and an out. Now, truth be told, you can just do whatever you want with like the amount of sides. I recommend just having an even number, especially since if you don't, it's going to look a little weird. Since it's going to do every other side. You don't even necessarily have to do what I did. You don't have to straighten out the edges. But that is how you create a cog. Thank you for watching.